And with that, I close the hearing on House Bill 1372. On to our last bill of the day, House Bill 1759. And I believe it's Danielle to brief us, and maybe she can also brief us on all the transactions the Seattle Seahawks have taken over the last several days as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, again, for the record, Danielle Creech, staff to the committee. While I do not have all of the records of the Seahawks trades, I can talk about House Bill 1759, sponsored by Representative Mena, relating to designating the Day of the 12s. The Seattle Seahawks, as you know, are a professional football team based in Seattle. Seahawks fans are collectively referred to as the 12s. This refers to fans being the 12th player on the field on an 11-player per side game. The Seahawks fans have twice set the Guinness World Record for the loudest crowd noise at a sporting event, and the Seahawks have retired the number 12 in honor of the 12s. The bill before you designates December 12th as the Day of the 12s, a legislatively recognized day. With that, happy to answer questions.
Thank you, Danielle. Any questions from our committee members? Seeing none, welcome Representative Mena to your counter committee here in the State Senate. And welcome, good morning. Tell us about 1759 and why you brought it forward.
Well, thank you so much, Chair Valdez, and to members of the committee. Thank you for scheduling this bill and hearing one of the most consequential bills that we have this year. When I introduced this bill in the House, I said that it's often said that there are a few things that bring people together like a common enemy. In that case, I said maybe the San Francisco 49ers. Some might say the LA Rams, but some might not. But really, there are a few things that actually bring people together like a common cause. And in this case, we're talking about the Seattle Seahawks. It could be football. It could be sports. It could be team spirit. But really, that's what the Seattle Seahawks bring to the people of Washington State and beyond. As you heard, the 12s have become a legend in their own right, setting a Guinness Book of World Records, registering on a seismograph during the legendary Beastquake. But really, I was inspired to bring this bill forward because my mom is a 12 and my little brother is a 12. And when they first came to this country from Mexico, there were very few things that my mom had in common with her neighbors. It certainly wasn't language, it wasn't history, it wasn't culture, it wasn't food. But that home team spirit, that sense of pride, that sense of joy, that sense of community was one of the things that she was able to form really long-lasting bonds over her love of the Seahawks team. She wishes she could be here today. She testified in the House. She is at work. She works as a paraeducator in the Pasco School District, but she wanted me to tell you that if you didn't pass the bill, she would call your mom. So I just wanted to put that on the record, and I think you guys can expect a follow-up email from her. And I want to thank you again for considering this. In my community and where I grew up in Pasco, it feels like really tumultuous times in so many ways, and so I think it's really important that we acknowledge and recognize places where joy is encouraged, where people are allowed to be raucous, and where the common cause surpasses all else. So thank you again, and happy to take any questions if you have them.
More of a comment. I'm not sure I'd want your mom calling my mom and my mom then letting me have it. So.
Well, then we look forward to exec.
Okay, any questions for our prime sponsor? All right, we do have one, Senator McCune.
Who was the first quarterback of the Seahawks?
Oh, see, I knew trivia was coming. The first quarterback ever of the Seahawks. I don't know the answer to that.
Jim Zorn?
Yeah, Jim Zorn. Who was the best wide receiver?
Oh, Lord. In my opinion, I don't know.
Oh, he's famous. He's a congressman. Who? Steve Largent. Two great guys.
Yes.
The nice thing about being a 12 is you just have to love the team.
Yeah, Steve Largent ended up becoming a congressman in Oklahoma, right? Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Mena, and have a great rest of the day.
You too.
Okay, Madam Vice Chair, to call the people who have signed in to testify.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. We have several in person, but I'm going to try to make sure I get the right one here. Is Drew Johnston here? No. Okay, so others in person: Laurie Cross, Wallace Watts, Marin Jones. Yay! Come on up, and I'm going to try to get one more here. Norbert Yeah, come on up. We'll do your testifying up here, and then we'll get the rest. And you can bring in Terri Fletcher and Mary Sodawasser and Sara St John into remote, please. And Laurie, you may begin.
All right. My name is Elise Jones. I'm the president of the Sea Hawkers Booster Club, the official booster club of the Seattle Seahawks. We have 39 chapters across the nation and international. We have over 10,000 members. In the last year alone, just to show you how much of an impact the 12s have, we had an average of 1,800 hours of volunteer hours per chapter. So that's over 38,000 hours of just volunteer time. We also donated over $600,000 per the year. So that's the impact that the 12s have internationally. Just to let you know, we are the official 12s that make an impact in our communities. So the Day of the 12s, we also have 12 days of goodness in December, starting December 12th. So for the next 12 days, we do volunteer work throughout the month of December. So that will be a great kickoff for the Day of the 12s.
We have a question from Senator Krishna Dawson.
That is, excuse me for calling you Laurie to begin with. Sorry, Elise. So thank you. The volunteer hours are significant. What are the types of volunteer activities that they're doing?
So basically, we do a lot of work within our community. So it could be anywhere from volunteering at your church, cleaning up the roads, volunteering at a football camp, volunteering at school. Each chapter and individuals are encouraged to volunteer any way to make an impact in the community.
And when you're doing these activities, do you recognize yourselves as the 12s when you're doing these activities?
Yes,
Yeah.
We always wear Seahawks gear.
Awesome.
Is it my turn?
Yes, you may begin. Sorry.
Good morning. Good morning, Chairman Valdez and members of the committee. My name is Norb Caolli, and most Seahawks fans know me as Norb Cam. And I'm here today as a proud, lifelong Washingtonian, proud member of the 12s community, and I was also the 2023 Seahawks Fan of the Year. The 12s are more than just fans. I think we recognize what impact they do when they're in the stadium, but as Elise has mentioned, they do so much more outside of the games, really 365 days a year. I'm also a member of one of the Sea Hawker chapters, the Kirkland chapter. And we're a symbol of unity, pride, unwavering support. Rain or shine, we always show up. Even when the team's not doing well, we show up. They've been doing pretty well recently, but even when they don't, we stand true and we show up no matter what the situation is going on with the team. And for me personally, I have a charity, not as big as the Sea Hawkers, but we run a small charity called Fans for Good. And in December, it's a time when we have holiday grants and we provide assistance to cancer patients as well as families that are struggling during the holidays. And we're just one of many groups that do things like this, that create a spirit of togetherness and awareness, especially during the time in December when families really tend to struggle the most. On the football side of things, December 12th is like the most crucial point in the season because it's the time when the games matter the most. The playoffs are right there on the line, and the excitement usually reaches a fever pitch. So having a special day in December for the 12s on the 12th of December would just galvanize the fans, not just in Seattle, but as a social media person, I do vlogs and reactions and music videos, everything about the team. But I reach out to people, not just in Washington, but many fans who are Seahawks fans who are in other states, other countries. And it always amazes me how many fans we have around the world. And to have them recognized would bring not only the Seahawks fans together in Seattle, but everywhere around the world in one special day that could really boost the community and help the team as well. So designated December 12th would just honor that spirit, recognize the passion, the dedication, the positive impact of this fan base. And again, it's more than just football. It's about community pride. It's about making a difference. And for me personally, my 85-year-old dad has his birthday on December 12th, so I think it'd be pretty cool to have a day for the Seahawks be on his birthday. So I urge you to please support this bill, HB 1759. I think it would be an amazing acknowledgement of solidarity, not just for the fans, because we'll always be there, the team will be there, but to have this connection between the support of the government recognizing the special day. I think that'd be an amazing sign of unity, that we know that not only the Seahawks have the fans have the Seahawks back, but the fans have each other's back, but the state has our back and the team's back as well. So that's all I have to say. I don't know if this is proper etiquette, but I would like to say, Sea
Hawks.
Sea
Hawks.
Sea
Hawks.
Thank you.
I see someone else that has a question, but I want to say congratulations on being recognized as the fan of the year. That's quite an accomplishment. So
Thank you.
Thank you for that. That's great. Senator Hasagawa.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. So, Norbert, are you related to Bert Caolli?
That's my father. That's what I'm talking about. December 12th is my dad, Bert Caolli,
Cool.
very active member of the community, diehard Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
He's the one that got me into football, and we go to games all the time, and God willing, we'll be doing a bunch more here.
He's been around the community for a long time and a leader in the Filipino-American
He knows you very well,
community
so
of
thank you.
Seattle. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Norbert. And
Thank you.
I don't see any of our other in-person testifiers, but I would like to shout out one person that was supposed to be here, Wallace Watts, Captain Seahawk and Cam Hawk from my district in Gig Harbor. They've been a substantial contributor to our schools. They've paid off a lot of debt for children in our schools, so amazing fans, so thank you. Thanks. And we'll move into our remote testifiers. Terri Fletcher, if you're online, you can begin.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. You may begin, Terri.
Okay, for the record, my name is Terri Fletcher, and I'm here to testify in support of House Bill 1759 to make December 12th the day of the 12s. I am a 12 and also a season ticket holder since 1992. I'm also your fan of the year for 2024. I testified for the House and I came down for the vote, which was awesome. So Norb was in front of me and I was honored this past year. Anyway, what a great House bill where us 12s can have our day. Us diehards have noticed in the past couple of years, we're losing our home field advantage. We need to work on bringing that back. And I think this bill will help in that regard. I'm also one of the founders and the president of the Kirkland Sea Hawkers chapter. Elise, our president, covered most of this, but the Seahawker booster clubs have 9 Washington chapters, 18 chapters in other states, a military chapter, 9 international chapters, and all of these chapters support their communities by giving back to their chosen charities. This bill would also help support and broaden the connection among fans across the state and people helping in their communities, which is what we do. So thank you so much for your consideration, and go Hawks.
Thank you, Terri. Go Hawks. Is Mary online? Mary, you may begin. Nope. Okay, we'll move on to Sarah.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah. You may begin.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Valdez and members of the committee. My name is Sara St John. I am the entertainment chair for the Kirkland Sea Hawkers. We are a group that represents the Seahawks that dedicate to bring community support, contributing to the local chapters. An example is that our particular Kirkland chapter has collected over 100 blankets that are given to the Safe Parking Program, which supports unhoused individuals, predominantly women and children that are living in their cars. The Seahawkers are much more than football, and the 12 spirit is about making the community a better place. This is one of the reasons why I support Bill 1759 as a 12-day, for us to have a 12-day on December 12th in Washington State. And I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. And I understand that Wallace Watts is online, so we'll bring up Wallace and then also calling up Raymond Hensley and Laurie Staples. So Wallace, you may begin.
Good morning, Senators. My Native American name is Negazi, which means the highest of all mountains. I'm also known as Captain Sea Hawk. I'm honored to stand before you today as a lifelong Seahawk fan and a proud member of the 12s, a dedicated advocate for our community. I've been attending Seahawk games since 1985, 40 years of passion, loyalty, and unwavering support. For me and for so many others, being a 12 is more than just cheering for a football team. It's about unity, perseverance, and giving back. The Seahawks logo itself comes from a headdress from my Native American tribe, the Kwakwaka'wakw people of Vancouver Island. Just as that design represents strength and tradition, so does the spirit of the 12s. Across the world, Seahawk fans come together to support their communities, raise money for charities, and uplift those in need. I have personally helped raise thousands of dollars for causes worldwide. I am just one of many 12s making a difference every day. HB 1759, designated as the 12th as the Day of the 12s, is a recognition of this incredible community of fans who give their hearts not just to their team, but to their neighbors. It's a day to celebrate the passion, generosity, and impact of the 12s. I urge you to support this bill and honor a fan base that has proven time and again that we are more than just football fans. We are a force of good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Captain Seahawk, and please say hi to Cam Hawk for me.
Michelle and Marshawn, the dog.
Okay. And we'll move on to Raymond.
All right. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you very much for listening to me and my persuasive testimony on this bill, 1759. My name is Ray Hensley. I am the Vice President of the Kirkland Sea Hawkers, and I'm also a nonprofit DJ in the community, so I do a lot of outreach in fundraising and just community building. So I was doing that in Southern California before I moved up here in 2010, which was around the same time Pete Carroll came up. I don't think he followed me up here, but maybe the jury's still out. Who knows? But at any rate, it was a very easy transition for me to jump on a Seahawks fan base. And I started to see what this community is all about. There's a lot of grassroots organization that's going on, just small groups of people that are doing things for the community. They're not under any umbrella organization. They're just people on the ground that's just reaching out. A lot of the stuff has already been spoken for by Norb and so forth. So I'm not going to, I could go on and on about what I've observed, but I did read the bill, and I'd like to highlight a statement that really resonated with me. In Section 2, Paragraph 2, it says, "More than the thunder that they provide on the field, the 12s have helped build the bonds that bind the Washington community." I absolutely believe this is true of the 12s community. They are amazing. I've been all up and down the West Coast. I've been through many fan bases. But this is a truly amazing community. Very excited that this bill is up for vote. I hope it passes because it'll give the community a chance to rejoice in who we are and celebrate what we do. We certainly deserve this day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And before we move on to Laurie, if you could please bring in Tami Miller and Edgar Campos. We'll start with Laurie. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning, everyone.
Good
For
morning.
the record, my name is Laurie Staples. I'm here to testify in support of the House Bill 1759 to make December 12th the Day of the 12s. My emotional ties and roots to Washington State stem back 4 generations when my great-grandmother moved out here in 1884, and that was before we were even a state. Our state's stunning mountains, forests, and coastline can evoke a strong sense of beauty and draw people in, and this includes our sports teams, especially the Seattle Seahawks. My devotion to the Seahawks started in 1976 when the team was formed, and I became a season ticket holder in 1978, and that's 47 years. I love going to the games, and I have canceled events, rescheduled plans, all in the name of supporting my home team. And when I can attend, I give my tickets away to fans that have never had the experience of going to a game. Football is not a mindless pastime. For me and many other Seahawks fans, fandom is an emotional journey. December 12th is not just a date to commemorate being a Seahawks fan. As with Norb's dad, that's my birthday. And there would be no better date in my mind to celebrate being a 12. I want to thank you for your time, and go Seahawks.
Thank you, Laurie. Go Seahawks. Next up, Tami Miller. Tami, you there? Tami, can you unmute your...
Senator Hostigawa, you have a question?
Oh, sorry.
Senator Hostigawa has a question for you.
Just a quick question. So this is actually for Norbert. So I was just wondering if the Seahawks band is still together because, you know, I mean, Seahawks demonstrate sort of being embedded within the community in so many different ways. And the band was one of their, really, to me, something that I thought was beautiful because I ran across them once at a little community event in South Park, you know, a Latino community was down there doing something by the Duwamish River, and they came out and they played this beautiful rendition of Life's a Carnival, and it was just that everybody was just jamming to it, and I was just wondering if they're even still around.
I don't think there's a Seahawks band. It's kind of been replaced by the Blue Thunder Seahawks drumline. That's kind of become, you know, the musical group that represents the Seahawks. But yeah, I think we haven't seen a band since the Kingdom days, if I think going that far back.
Okay.
But maybe they could bring something like that back.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You know, just as a plug to the chair or my colleagues
yes,
here,
go ahead. Please proceed.
Their practice field is in the 11th district, by the way. You know, so just so you know.
Okay.
Good point, Senator Hostigawa.
Question? No? Okay. Moving on for Tami Miller, you may begin.
Yeah, hi, my name's Tami Miller, and I am here to testify for the bill of 1759 to make the 12s the Day of the 12s. I was born in Kirkland, and 20 years later, the Seahawks came to Kirkland. I have been a member of the Kirkland Sea Hawkers since they began, and my husband bought me season tickets in 1997 as a wedding anniversary gift, thinking it was a one-year deal. Well, here we are 28 years later, and we are still fans. We never miss a game, and we go in and we do. Our job is 12s. Just please support this bill. I think it's very important to help bring the 12s together. Thank you, and go Hawks.
Thank you, Tami. Go Hawks. And
we have a question for you, Tami, from Senator McCune.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So since you've been a Seahawk from the beginning, Jim Zorn, what hand did he throw the football with?
Left.
Good answer.
Never question me. I know all the trivia.
Thank you, Tami.
Thank you, Tami.
You're
that
welcome.
concludes our testifiers for this bill. There were non-testifiers, 120 pro, 9 con, and 1 other.
Must be 49er fans.
Oh, comment from Senator McCune before we adjourn.
Well, I got one more little trivia question for everybody. It's Jim Zorn, what kind of car did he drive?
That I could not tell you.
Volkswagen.
Said I know, of course, he was left-handed. He wore the number 10, if I recall.
That's right.
Well,
But
it
was a big deal what car he drove.
What kind of car did he drive,
It was a
Senator McCune?
Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen Bug.
Little Volkswagen, yep.
A Volkswagen Bug, a van, or what?
Oh, this is a little Volkswagen.
Bug.
Bug?
Yeah, Bug.
Oh, okay.
Good trivia question.
It was a big deal.
Okay, and that will close the hearing on House Bill 1759. That is our fifth and last bill for the day. Again, good to see everyone back again for our committee meetings. Please enjoy the weekend, be safe, and with that, we are adjourned for the Affairs and Elections Committee. Thank you.